Parshas Vayaka Pekidai. This week in the Parsha is all about building the Mishkan with all the minor details. There's so many psikim going into the real nitty-gritty details of exactly how it's supposed to be, the Beis Hamikdash and all the kailim and all the clothing of the Kohen Gudel and the Kohen Hedyot. There's a very interesting lesson that we could take, that we see in the Svurim HaKadoshim, but we could take it out in a deeper level from the whole building of the Beis Hamikdash and all the karbunas and so on. So in life, in the world, and everything, there's a balance between structure and flow. There's two concepts. Everything works with structure and flow. If you want to make a new plan, if you want to go somewhere, you have to first structure. You have to, do the tasks, set up the place, order the car, cook the food, and then there's the flow. The flow is the experience, actually going on the trip or experiencing the joy of the moments and actually experiencing it as a human being, which is not structure. This is all like spiritual. This is a flow. This is connection. That is flow. And some people have a imbalance, which either they're a very much focused on flow. They're a flow person. Like everything is flowing. There's no real time. There's no structure. They say they're going to be there 8 o'clock. They could be there 10. They could be there the whole day. We don't really know. They keep on floating. Like there's no structure of when they're leading a business. They might do sales. They might not. They might hire. They might fire. It's very flowy. And then there's people which are extremely structured, and then that comes out of the fear from the unknown. So they need to plan a half a year before exactly how their yontiv is going to be, who is going to be sitting by each table. Are people going to have masks or not? Did we notify the people 6 months in advance? And everything needs to be so structured that some people could go crazy from it. But there is people who are extreme structured people. Now, with Hashem, we see both. We see extreme structure, which is the whole creation of the world. This is the exact science of how a tree is planted and how it grows and how the leaves fall off, and exactly everything to the minute. When it becomes day 6:38 a.m., it becomes day. And then we see also with the Beis Hamikdash. So we're going to the Beis Hamikdash and the Mishkan. We see here the exact measurements. It has to be 22.5 feet each beam. This thing has to have 10 different strands of this fabric. If you come a minute late, if you're making of the carbon tomet a minute after daybreak, you're gone. So there's extreme structure as we see in the Beis Hamikdash. But from the other hand, there is also the extreme flow, which is the experience of someone bringing a carbon, someone, the Levium, singing the music, to bring in an emotional experience into the person who is bringing the carbon, to let them flow to let them melt into the experience in bringing the carbon and being grateful for Hashem when it's a carbon toide, or doing tshiva when it's a carbon chatas. We see with the avoid in the Beis Hamikdash or from the Kohen Gudel, which we had all these tefillas when he went into the Kacha Kudashim, the red food then became white. It's all of these nisim, all of these spiritual things that happen inside of the Beis Hamikdash, which are not so rigid. With these are very mystical, experiential things, which that is in flow. So from the Beis Hamikdash, we actually learn the great thing of balancing structure and flow. So everything in your life that needs to be improved usually either needs a bit more structure or it needs a bit more flow. So a bit more structure is when something is flying all over the place, things are not organized, people are doing whatever they want, things are being abused. Then you need a bit more structure. You need to make rules, times, and you need to add structure in order to improve a situation. That is adding more structure. And when you need to add more flow is even more and more important. So there is certain environments that is very structured. People know exactly when they have to come in. Things exactly every task has 10 checklists inside, and things have an exact system. But the people inside that system feel very robotic. They do not have any experience. And it's not enjoyable for a human being to be in extreme structure. It's enjoyable for a tree or a robotic machine to be in an extreme structured environment. But for humans, in order for them to succeed, you have to have the balance of structure and flow. And that's what we learn from the Beis Hamikdash, from the Karbunas, and from Hashem, and from the whole Bria of the world. This is how the whole world runs, with a balance of structure and flow. I hope this will help you improve your life. Have an amazing week.